Financial stress is currently ranked as one of the top stressors of adults all over the world. Whether it's the rising cost in food prices, the high cost of rent, the volatile economy around the world, it just never ends. With this episode, we are going to be discussing practical ways to better manage your finance. Hey Z fam, hey guys, welcome back to another exciting episode here at Zini's Corner. If you're just stopping by this channel for the first time, you are welcome. My name is Ezine. On this channel, I often talk about personal and career development plus edutainment topics in between. So if this feels like what you enjoy, here on this channel, the goal of this channel is to bring you topics, chit chats, videos, all that juicy stuff that help you reach your personal and career development goals. Plus, you have fun while at it. So if this sounds like what you enjoy, hit that subscription button, turn on my notification. Okay, I'm waiting. Have you turned it on? Okay, please do consider subscribing, turning on my notification just so that you know when I drop new videos, which is weekly. So on today's episode, we are going to be on my list on ways to better manage your finance would be educating yourself and staying adaptable. Knowledge, they say, is power, and of course you cannot even solve a problem that you don't know about. So by educating yourself and being adaptable to different financial landscapes will better help you manage your finance. You can do this by once in a while being informed of the different financial happenings around you in your country, in your state, knowing what's going on in the financial world, what is causing whatever financial crisis that your country or your state is currently going through. By staying informed and having this knowledge, you can know how to better manage or plan your finance. For example, if your country or your state is maybe going to see a hike in petroleum price or food price, you will better know to start keeping money aside to plan for times like that. So by staying informed and being adaptable is one of the ways that you can better manage your finance. So the second on my list would be analyzing your budget and prioritizing your expense. This one is super important. So I often if my siblings are watching this video, they will most likely roll their eyes. Like, prioritization is one of the things I scream at them to do. So I often tell people, prioritize your expense by categorizing your budget or your expense in these two categories. So essential expense and non-essential expense. What are essential expense? Essential expense are things like rent, healthcare, food, clothing, car insurance, and things like that. Non-essential expense are things like luxury vacation, going out for dates, dining out instead of eating at home, finding expensive hobbies and things like that. Those are non-essential expense. So prioritizing your expense in with these two categories, essential and non-essential, would better help you know where to channel your money. So of course, it would be very unwise of you to channel your money to non-essential expense when your essential expenses are still there and have not been taken care of. For example, you have not paid your rent and you're going on vacation. That's stupid. Like, who does that? So prioritize your expense at every point in time and know what is taking up your money. And don't, the most important thing is, as long as your essential expense have been taken care of, then you can ask yourself, are my non-essential expense actually necessary? If they're not necessary, and it's not like you will die if you do not go on a luxury vacation or you don't engage in one non-essential activity, heavens will fall. If heavens would not fall, then maybe you can put that money to something essential. Now, the third on my list would be meal planning. That's plan your meals and shop wisely. Planning your meals can actually help you shop wisely. What does this mean? So by the time you plan your meals, you know what you want to cook ahead of time. This can actually help you know where to shop, how much to budget for your food, such that you can reduce wastage. You can know, okay, what market or what supermarket, depending on the places you shop, are maybe giving out coupons, having a discount, or doing sales or things like that. So planning your meals and shopping wisely is a very good way to also manage your expense. Also, what does shopping wisely mean? Shopping wisely also means just knowing what to buy and when to buy it. For example, you can go to the market and maybe meat is super expensive. You can opt to buy fish or even eggs, or even maybe go without, but this is not encouraging not to have proteins or some kind of sapa sapa moment. No, but what I'm saying is just knowing how to shop, substituting things for um different things, just when money is tight, is a good way to manage your expense. Again, this is not to say don't feed well, but what I'm saying in summary is shopping wisely is knowing what is necessary, shopping what is necessary, knowing when to substitute for what is needed at that point, just to reduce wastage. So the next on my list is exploring other income generating avenues. Some people can call this side hustle. Some people can call this freelancing. So by at every point in time, you can just explore ways that you can better, that you can increase your income. This can be through investment, or maybe freelancing, or doing part-time jobs, whatever it is, as you have the time for. So, but exploring ways to diversify your income has always been a good way to better manage your finance and bring in more income, because different streams of income would really reduce your financial stress, unlike when you just have one stream of income and all the billings are just coming from that one stream of income. So this can be by putting your talents or your hobbies to good use and maybe charging a little fee for it, or in terms of freelancing or consulting, or there are just different ways to that you can explore to diversify your income. Just find what works for you and apply yourself in that area to increase your income. Now, the next on my list is investing in yourself. So there's this saying that when you invest in yourself, the best investment you can put is in yourself. So when you invest in yourself, you're increasing your earning potential. Take that course, learn that skill, go for that professional training, take up that job to build experience. This is actually the most important. So by investing in yourself, watch my videos so that you can learn tips, tricks of ways to better reach your personal and career development goals. By investing in yourself, you increase your earning power, and when your earning power increase, you can better earn a higher salary, or earn higher in your business or whatever it is you're doing. So investing in yourself is a very good way to manage your finance and navigate this crazy economic time we are in right now. So yeah, invest in yourself, take that course, watch my videos, learn new skills, take up that job and build experience. It would pay you in both the short term and long term run. Now, the next on my list is negotiating bills and expense. So this one is a little bit tricky, because naturally, I used to tell myself that when I go to the market or when I go to buy something, I don't like over negotiating. But these days, negotiate bills and your expenses. Learn how to negotiate smartly. Learn how to find coupons. Coupons are very good ways that you can, use to get your prices down. Learn how to shop when there are deals. When deals are everybody's best friend. Shop during sales or things like that. So learn how to negotiate your bills and your expense. It's not, if they give you a bill, you just pay or something like that. So look at your bills, ensure that you're paying for what you actually used or what you actually buy, so that nobody is padding up your bills for you. So negotiating your bills and expense is actually a very good way to manage your finance. So the next on my list is considering alternative transportation. Very, very important. So transportation can actually be one of the things, especially if you don't have like a personal car, transportation can be one of the things that you are spending your money on. So considering alternative ways of transportation, for example, if usually when you're going to work, you like hire a taxi and go to work, going and coming, maybe you might consider sharing your ride, like carpooling, or even ask yourself, do I necessarily have to um bike or drive from here to here? Can I walk this distance? These are just ways to consider alternative transportation. you can use the general bus system. These are ways that you can consider alternative transportation. If it's not necessary, can I walk it? Walking is good for the health, it's good for your heart, it's good for our heart, it's good for my heart. I walk most of the times if if I can. So walking, cycling, sharing rides, using public transport instead of like driving. So these are ways that you can consider alternative means of transportation just to reduce your transportation budget. Now, so the next on my list is adopting energy saving means. So we live in a world where most of the electrical appliances in our house, we use mostly electrical appliances in our homes. So are you adopting energy saving appliances? Are your bulbs energy savers? Are your appliances energy savers? When you're leaving your house, are you turning off your appliances? Are you turning off your lights? So these are ways that you can adopt energy saving technology equipment or appliances in your home just to reduce your electricity bill. There's actually this interesting tip one a friend of mine told me today, while recording this video or before I recorded this video. So she said something about when you're boiling hot water, instead of boiling your water for 15 to 20 minutes and then taking the water and diluting it with cold water to shower, why not boil it for 5 to 10 minutes at that temperature you want it and just shower like that? And it actually does make sense. Like, that is a very good energy saving tip. So instead of boiling your water for 20 to 30 minutes and it's like hot and then you start diluting it, why not just boil for 5 to 10 minutes and just use it like that and bath? You've saved all that time that you'd have used to boil it for to 10 to 20 minutes and then start pouring hot cold water inside it. But anyways, the general gist of it is, adopt different energy saving ways to cut down your electricity bills. Buy energy saving bulbs and lights, energy saving appliances that would reduce your electricity consumption. Now let's move on. The next on my list is seeking professional advice when needed. Like I said in the beginning of this video, this is not a expert financial advice. This is for educational purpose. So this applies here. Seeking financial advice when necessary, especially when you're making huge financial commitments or moves. So there are financial consultants, wealth managers all over the place. So know when to seek consult financial experts, people whose actual jobs are looking into the current market or looking into the global economic state and giving you expert advice or consultations or opinions on whatever financial moves you're about to make. So learn how to consult those kind of people when necessary, especially when you want to make a big or a huge financial move, just so that you do not make a mistake or you do not throw your money into the river because you are not a financial expert in that domain or whatever area you're trying to make that financial commitment into. So know when to consult higher financial experts. They are actually very good. Now, the next on my list is exploring alternative housing options. Very, very important. So, exploring alternative housing options simply means exploring the kind of house you live in. Now, if you cannot afford housing in a certain location, it might pay you to move to a different location where you can afford. One of the best financial advice in housing that they would say is your house rent should not be at least, your house rent should not be half of what you earn. Like, your annual rent should not be more than half of what you earn. Your house rent should actually be like, you should be able to pay your house rent, your annual house rent, with at least 2 months of your salary. Should pay your annual rent, or highest 3 months of your salary. Like, your house rent should not even be taking up 5 months or more than three, in fact, more than 3 months of your salary. If your house rent is taking up 5, 6 months of your salary, then you're living in a house that you cannot afford. So, considering alternative housing options, like for countries who um do things like mortgages or refinancing, this applies to you. If you're living in a country that mortgage is not a thing, rent and buying a house outright is a thing, then you might want to consider, is paying rent viable or your best option at that particular time, or buying your own house is living in this particular location paying you, or should you move to a different location? Is having a 5 bedroom apartment more expensive for you than downsizing to like a 3 bedroom apartment? So these are ways to compare your housing options at every point in time, knowing what should suit you according to your pocket and your family or your situation. So there is absolutely nothing wrong in exploring your housing options, moving if it's necessary to a place that you can afford that will not hurt your pocket, or if you are in a country that mortgage is a thing, asking yourself, is it necessary for me to get this mortgage or should I keep renting? So these are just ways that you can analyze your housing options. In fact, there's also, you can even share housing. If maybe you're a single person, you can ask yourself, is it necessary for me to live alone? Can I share my house with someone who can share the rent with? So these are practical ways to explore your housing option. Next on my list would be different investigating and exploring different debt relief programs. So for some countries, they have like different debt relief programs that are suited for maybe people in numerous debts. So if you live in a country where that is a thing, that can also be like a best option for you. There is no shame in exploring whatever palliative that is available for you as a citizen of whatever country you're watching from, and just knowing what is available at every moment for you to benefit from as someone who might be in debt of one way or the other. So if things like programs like that are available in your country or in your state, it is actually a good way for you to better manage your finance. So explore if there are debt relief programs in your country or in your state, and key into them to reduce your debts. Now, the next on my list is acknowledging the emotional strain that finance brings to us. So it's okay to acknowledge the financial stress you're going through, because so by acknowledging the emotional stress or strain that you are in, that can actually help you start taking positive steps into managing them. Okay? Now the next on my list is prioritizing self-care. Now, I know this can be the last on your mind if you're going through a financial stress, but prioritizing self-care, now let me explain something. Prioritizing self-care, it does not necessarily mean expensive self-care. This can simply just mean unplugging from everything and taking a good sleep, unplugging from the chaos around you, and just going back into yourself, into your home, and just prioritizing your well-being and not letting anything around you overwhelm you. I'm not by me saying prioritizing self-care, I don't mean I don't necessarily mean that it has to be like anything expensive or extraordinary. It just simply means knowing when to unplug from the stress, knowing when to unplug from the constant money chase or money talk, and just retreating into your safe space, your home, or whatever it is that brings you peace, and just ensuring that you're in a good mental and physical state to deal with it the next time you're ready to deal with it. And now the last but not the least, the very last one on my list is getting creative. So what does getting creative mean? Getting creative means exploring things like do it yourself, DIY. So if you live in a country where to do any kind of service is expensive, is crazily expensive, you might want to explore do it yourself to maybe paint your house, do it yourself to just anything you can learn how to do to reduce your cost. It's okay to do it yourself. Do it yourself, know how to plan less expensive hobbies. Get creative with picking up hobbies that will excite you but will not break the bank. You cannot be struggling with money and be thinking of doing rich people's hobby. So getting creative is knowing when to drop that extravagant hobby and picking up something less expensive but still excites you. So getting creative is knowing how to find the fun in the little you have in wherever you are. But your accounts might not be agreeing with you at that particular time. So getting creative is knowing that, oh, I cannot afford to be in the Bahamas for summer, so let me bring Bahamas to my
That
house.
is so
So those are just simple ways, that you can get creative with your hobbies. You can get creative with doing things yourself instead of hiring someone to do maybe XYZ. You can learn how to do it on YouTube and do it yourself. So thank you so much, guys, for watching my videos. I hope you have enjoyed this particular episode, because I actually have been laughing behind the scenes making these particular videos. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed it like I did, please do not forget to subscribe, hit that subscription button, turn on my notification just so you know when I drop new videos, and I will see you again in my next episode. Peace and light.